Once again, everybody, Console Truth here. I'm going to actually move this camera just a little bit closer so I don't have to speak quite as loud. Anyway, man, like I said, I love looking at me. I don't know. What do you guys think of the light? I mean, think the light coming out from the side is good, or should I use a fill light down here at the bottom? If Review Guru, if you watch this, you let me know if you think I need a fill light to help light this side of my face, or if it's kind of cool with the darkness over here. Or if anybody knows anything about lighting, let me know. I'm just trying a couple different things to spice up my channel a little bit. Anyway, this is more of a video response to ElPresador's latest thing on Killzone 2. You know, this game right here, as you can see. I will say one thing I kind of like about having the lights coming from over there instead of behind the camera is, you know, you got to angle things right, otherwise you can't see it. But Killzone 2. Anyway, I do believe the guy was right. You know, Killzone 2 looks great, has awesome sound. You are really immersed in the game, but it does have problems. If you go through the single player, let's face it, the story's shit. Characters are cardboard and wooden, and you know, you got a guy like Rico who has to say fuck motherfucker after every 2 or 3 words. So writing needs to be improved, but of course you can bypass that because of the online. Now, like he was saying, the thing that kind of fucked up the game were the controls. Now, I know a lot of you motherfuckers out there are going to be saying, well, the controls add realism. The controls, like, you know, you're picking it up, and the fact that there's delay and everything, it adds weight to the game. No, it doesn't add weight. Now, I'm going to try a little experiment here in a second to show you or demonstrate something to see if you can understand what I'm about to talk about. Now, to me, input lag does not equal weight. Now, the problem is think about this. You're holding an actual gun. You know, it doesn't matter. It could be a 9, it could be a 357, it could be a M16, it doesn't matter. Now, when you're moving around with it, trying to shoot it, if you're at a range or something, or say you're at war, there is no delay between when your brain says, move the gun, and when the gun actually moves. You know, you don't see this here. You don't see... Okay, and I'm going to talk out loud here, but you don't see, okay, this is my brain sends signal down to arm to move gun, and then it moves. No, as soon as you think to move, it automatically happens. Now, granted, it may move kind of slow, depending on the weight of the weapon, but it's still moving. Now, that is a problem with Killzone 2. Now, it's not always happening, but a lot of times when you push the button to move or like to pull the deal in to look down the barrel, there's a delay. Okay, it's like, but the animation and the speed is at the same speed. Okay, you hit the button and then it's a split second, but it's noticeable. Or if you want to look down the scope, you hit the button and then all of a sudden it pulls down. You know, the speed is the same, it's a little smoother than that, but the speed is the same regardless. Now, the problem with that is that it makes a delay and it keeps you like a half a second from being able to shoot, and that's the difference between life and death. Now, had they had a slower animation once you hit the button, that would be acceptable, because at least you can still see your guy moving. Okay? Now, for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, this is where I'm doing the experiment. Okay? You're going to hear some kind of sound, and then see me do the movement to show you the differences between like how you actually do it, how a game should do it, and how Killzone does it, and what the differences are here. So you're going to hear a sound, and then I'm going to do movement, okay? Now, did you see that? I made the movement at just about almost the exact time you hear the sound. Now, this is what Killzone 2 does here. Now you notice you hear the sound first and then you notice me moving. That's the input delay. Now, if they were to slow down the animation but still start the animation when you hit the button, that would be okay. That would be like this. I'm going to have to switch up here a little bit. and I'm just doing this for example. I know you don't really hold the gun and do all this, but just bear with me. I'm trying to make a point here. So if they did a slower animation, or it starts slow and then comes over when you hit the button, that'd be fine. Now what? Listen. That would be fine, because as soon as you start hitting the button, you're moving over. You start moving as soon as the button's hit. Now it's kind of slow because of the weight of the gun. That would make sense. But no, it's more like the second thing where you hear, and that's the problem. Now, a lot of people are confusing input lag with weight. Okay, input lag does not equal weight. If you have a slower animation that starts to speed up as you get into it, that more so adds weight, and that's the problem. Because at least with that, you can see your guy moving, and there's less of a delay between when you hit the button and you're able to fire your gun. That's what Guerrilla Games needs to fix. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love Killzone 2. I've gotten used to the controls, but you know, I can still get killed pretty easily if I go a couple weeks without playing. Like I just tried to play the other day, haven't played in a month, I got my ass kicked. Okay, because I got used to Call of Duty and Halo, which the sensitivity is up, and it's like 1-to-1. As soon as you hit the button to move, bam, you're moving. You know, that to me is actually more realistic, okay? Because you hit the button, your brain tells your arm to move to get into the way in real life, and guess what? You're right there. Also another thing too, we're arguing about realism in video games, okay? You cannot have actual realism in a first-person shooter when you're using a fucking controller. Damn it, I had that kind of cool, but then I gotta change light angle. I guess I do need a fill light over here, you know, just like a bam. But I gotta angle it this way. I mean, as it is, look at this here. You see this button, you got this button that most people use here at the top. It's just a button. And then you got this concave slip thing here. That's not even like a trigger. Well, say what you will about the 360, but at least the 360, as you can see, or do I want to do here? I can't tell how well you can see, but you can tell here it actually has a trigger. It's convex, and it's more of a trigger, and a trigger more like you find on a gun. But the point is that we're arguing about stupid shit about realism in a video game where you use controllers to fire guns. Tell me that is not fucking pathetic. You know what? I just say stop with the argument about realism and just enjoy the game you're playing. Because, let me ask this. Do you really want that much realism? I mean, a lot of us play games to escape, to have fun, and to, you know, kick some people's ass and relieve stress. I don't want a ton of fucking realism in my game. If I want realism, I'll join the motherfucking army, go over to Afghanistan, and actually fight with all that weight and with actual guns. But that's not the case. I want an escape. So once again, to clarify and to end, ElPresador is right. If they can fix the controls, even if they switch the lag to a slower animation that speeds up towards the end, they would have a lot better game. And it does kind of make you wonder too, if they thought that the controls they had were going to be pretty shitty and people were going to fucking hate, because it was very quickly after the game was released that they had that patch ready for people to use. Didn't solve all the problems, it did make it a little bit better, but kind of makes you think. I mean, great job for the first time around on PS3, don't get me wrong, but they've got a lot of room for improvement. Wow, you know, this is kind of odd. I think I went through most of this video without saying fuck, motherfucker, fucking piece of shit, motherfucker, and all that other stuff. Anyway, I'll get back to some more reaming videos later. I just wanted to do this to post on as a response to ElPresador. So, keep gaming. I'll catch you guys later.